Welcome to our exploring into one of the most interesting and influential dynasties in history, the Abbasid Dynasty. The Abbasids formed the nucleus of what is called the Islamic Golden Age that ranged from 750 to 1258 AD. The Abbasids reached great heights of success in science, mathematics, philosophy, art, and cultural accomplishments. Further, they developed Baghdad as the epitome of knowledge and power across the world. They founded a society wherein many scholars came together, leading to an unprecedented era of innovation and discovery.
From rise to fall and the impact it had on the world, this means quite a bit for us today. Whether you're here for history, culture, or just an amazing tale, there's something for everyone. So let's dive into the golden age of the Abbasid Dynasty. Abbasid, in Arabic al-Abbasiyun, is the name normally given to the Caliphate of Baghdad, the second among the three great dynasties of the Muslim Empire. The Abbasid Empire was built by Abul Abbas, one of the descendants of the Prophet's uncle, Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib. It ruled the Islamic Empire from 750 to 1258 CE. This period saw the golden age of Islamic culture. This made it one of the most long-lasting and influential Islamic dynasties ever known. Thus, it emerged to be the largest empire in the world, with its reaches to the far neighbors, including the Chinese and Indians in the east and the Byzantines in the west, whereby this fact enabled the empire to borrow and synthesize ideas from those cultures. The Abbasid dynasty seized power from the Umayyads at 750 CE following its victory at the Battle of Zab, close to the Tigris River. It was headed by a Persian general, Abu Muslim. Abu Muslim's army, together with the one of al-Saffah, confronted the Umayyad army under the command of Caliph Marwan II. The Umayyads lost this battle, and Caliph Marwan II was killed. After this victory, the Abbasid leader al-Saffah conquered Damascus and killed all members of the Umayyad family, except Abdul Rahman, who fled to Spain, where he continued with the Umayyad dynasty. The victory ushered Abul Abbas al-Saffah, the Abbasid leader, into the city of Kufa and proclaimed himself caliph. Having seized power, the Abbasids had moved their capital from Damascus to Baghdad. This city was established in 762 CE by the second Abbasid Khalifa, Al-Mansur, 754-775 CE, and emerged as the biggest city in the world. The Abbasid Empire developed into the strongest and most prosperous state then. Its vast empire had reached every corner of the world, from Spain to China. The period of its reign between 710 and 1218 era is considered as the Golden Age of Islam, or the Classical Age of Islamic civilization. During this period, the whole world witnessed incredible achievements in cultural creativity. Great innovations and development were made in medicine, education, science, philosophy, mathematics, literature, art, and architecture, among other disciplines. By the mid-9th century, the Abbasids started losing control of their administration. The once powerful Islamic empire that had prospered 2 centuries before thus weakened and lost popularity. This happened for several reasons, which were administrative, political, or economic. A few of these reasons being: first, vast Muslim empire. Growth of the Islamic empire made it difficult to shift armies and control local administrators in far territories. Most subjects retained local loyalty other than the central government. There were also no effective means of communication from the western region of the Caliphate and the administration center, Baghdad. The communication would take too long and its feedback would delay. This led to rebellion and calls for cessation by some of the provinces. 2. Decentralization. The relation between the province and the central government was not cordial. In several cases, the provincial governors and their military defied the authority of the center administration and declared their autonomy. This led to most of its administrators to make independent decisions, and disregard the central government. As time passed by, they became permanently independent. Third, lack of revenue to run the massive empire. Managing such a huge empire required steady sources of revenue. When the Caliph saw that the taxes collected were less, he authorized the governors and military commanders to take responsibility of tax collection. This made the governors powerful, independent-minded, and became disloyal. 4. Religious issues. The Abbasids came to the throne with the help of both the Shiite, who were Arabs, and the Mawalis, non-Muslim Arabs. The Abbasids increased the rights of Mawali then to the Shiite. For example, the Abbasids treated the Persians equal or better than the Shiites and other Arabs. This led to the Shiites' dissatisfaction, since they expected more favors from their fellow Arab Abbasids. The Shiites felt betrayed by the Abbasid and withdrew their support. 5. The negligence of the military department. The success and stability of the caliphate depended on its military strength. The empire lacked revenues to sustain its armies, which were spread all over throughout the vast empire. This resulted to low morale. 6. Corruption. The Abbasid became one of the wealthiest and most prosperous empires in the world at that period. This wealth led to greed and corruption. The caliphs awarded positions only to his favorite people, which brings discontent among his subjects. 7. The Seljuk Turks. These were Muslim converts from a nomadic group of Central Asia. They had come as mercenaries for the Abbasid and later moved gradually to Persia, Iran, and Armenia. Their population gradually increased, and by 1055 CE, they took over Baghdad, with their leader appointing himself as Sultan, meaning the holder of power. They later exerted military pressure on Egypt and Byzantine. When the Byzantine were defeated, they called for assistance from the Christians, resulting to the Crusade Wars. 8. Rise of Mongols. These were pastoralists who emerged from the Gobi Desert in the 13th century. With the leadership of Genghis Khan, they conquered most of the regions. During the reign of Caliph al-Mu'tasim, who reigned between 1212 to 1258 CE, Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, invaded Baghdad. His army surrounded the city and captured it in 1258 CE. Under his command, they annihilated the most powerful Islamic power and simultaneously made weak Damascus and several other Persian cities. Hundreds of thousand inhabitants have been butchered by this army, who also included the Caliph, and burnt down the House of Wisdom, along with all the other libraries containing books and other literature that were invaluable to date. They also brought down all the great monuments of the city and left Baghdad as ruins. This last attack by Hulagu Khan finally made it. The death of the 500-year-old Abbasid Dynasty abruptly brought to a close what was once cherished as an Islamic golden age by the Muslim Ummah. 9. Most of the later caliphs became more concerned with money. They led luxurious life and cared little for the state and conditions of their subjects. Most of the leaders devoted their valuable time to wine, women, and music. This luxurious life enjoyed by the leaders undermined the strict moral code and the teachings of Islam. These un-Islamic practices angered the general Muslim population, calling for its oust. 10. Natural catastrophes. The flood in Mesopotamia rendered the people homeless and hopeless. Besides this, famine and epidemic diseases destroyed the population in many provinces. This weakened the economy and also the defense of the state. 11th Turkish armies. The armies like the Mamluks, who were vested with the responsibility of defending the caliphate, became more strong and powerful. They began to realize that the right to establish their own states, gave them the key to play the leading role in the rising against Baghdad.